Welcome back, guys, to Phoenix Wright, Spirit of Justice, where last episode on investigating the hole, we found ourselves blood all around. A bloody candelabra, a bloody lift. We found ourselves a lot of blood, that's for sure. The candelabra, it seems, was used to stab Soren Sprocket, who is now in hospital, having bled out back in his home. A little bit of that prong still stuck inside him by the look of it. However, we wish to find ourselves more information about this candelabra itself. For that reason, we are proposed to present it here to Pierce Nichody as we find out more. Pierce, have you ever seen this candelabra before? No, I don't know anything about it. Well, that started interestingly. My Magatama reacted. Pierce must be trying to hide something from me. I have to break those Psyche Locks and find out what. It's Psyche Lock time!
Take that!
For Pierce has a secret. Pierce's secret. Pierce. You're hiding something from me about this candelabra, aren't you? It is one of the candelabras from the Flying Chapel, is it not? Is there something special about it? Actually, yes. There's some blood on it, you see. I think the blood might belong to this person. Okay, we're well presenting Soren, obviously.
Take that!
Not think. Pretty much no. Soren has a rather nasty wound on his body, doesn't he? Nah. Yes, Master Soren is indeed injured. Are any of the other people involved with this case injured? Not as far as I know. I see. Then, let me ask you this, Pierce. Do you suppose Soren could have been more directly involved than you're letting on? What in the world would make you think that? Oh, I got my reasons. Mr. Gloomsbury's fingerprints were found on this candelabra stem, which leads me to believe that Mr. Gloomsbury stabbed Soren with it. You cannot possibly think Master Soren is the one responsible for the murder. I don't have any conclusive evidence of that at the moment, but I do think he had a motive. This proves that Soren had a motive to kill Mr. Gloomsbury. So what we're going with here is probably this, the car accident, in which his sister died and Gloomsbury was driving.
Take that!
But why get his own back now? Even though it was an accident, Mr. Gloomsbury was the man responsible for taking Soren's sister away. Let us suppose that Gloomsbury did stab Master Soren with a candelabra. Can you prove that it had anything to do with this case? He might have been stabbed at some other location for some other reason. Sorry, but I can prove it was related to this case. Oh, really? Soren's stabbing and Mr. Gloomsbury's death are definitely connected. Are they now? This is the piece of evidence that ties Soren's injury to Mr. Gloomsbury's murder. So what we're looking at is this.
Take that!
Because that technically was the scene of the crime. A blood stain was found on the side of the lift that goes between the hold and the Vista deck. Its blood matches the blood that's on the candelabra. I obtained the results straight from the police, so I can assure you this information is correct. This blood stain on the lift indicates an important fact. It shows us that Soren was there during the crime. Soren's blood is on the lift, which can only mean one thing. He was there, wasn't he? Soren was at the scene of the crime. You are very astute, Mr. Wright. It appears I cannot hide this from you any longer. Very well, I will tell you everything. Well, that wasn't hard. So what is everything? Can you tell me about Soren's injury? Very well. This is what I heard directly from Master Soren himself. As you surmise, Master Soren was stabbed by Gloomsbury on the day of the murder. It happened after the first wedding reception. The happy couple was in the reception hall when suddenly Gloomsbury appeared. He attacked Miss Ellen and tried to take her away. Master Soren went to stop him and found himself in a struggle with Gloomsbury. That is when Master Soren was stabbed with a candelabra, he said. Even though Master Soren was badly injured, he went after Gloomsbury. So Soren really was at the scene of the murder, wasn't he? Yes, that is correct. However, by the time Master Soren arrived at the scene, Bloomsbury had already been murdered. So Pierce is saying that Soren was at the crime scene, but that he didn't have anything to do with the murder itself. Even still, why do you try to keep such an important piece of information from me? I'm very sorry. Master Soren's injury and Bloomsbury's murder were not directly related, so I decided not to mention it so as to not to unnecessarily complicate the investigation. Now then, I'm sorry, but I am afraid I really must go now. Please excuse me. Thank you for your time. Pierce should have just told us everything in the first place and saved us all a lot of time. Yeah, but I guess it isn't that simple for him. He is the family butler, after all. He sure didn't make our job any easier, though, did he? But at least we learned something new. Soren was at the scene of the crime. That's true. One step forward is better than none. So, what next, Nick? Let's see. The forensics team might be done investigating the reception hall by now. Let's go check it out. Sounds like a plan. Right then, into the reception hall. What more information can I glean? We've got a maid cleaning by the look of it. September 22nd at the Flying Chapel. The reception hall. It looks like the police had done their investigation in here. I wonder if it's okay for us to take a look around now. Oh, hi Mr. Wright. Hi Emma. Would it be alright if we investigate in this room now? Sure. The police are all done, so go for it. Oh, remember that broken lantern? I restored it to perfection. I have to say, it's some of my best work. Sounds like the repair job was a resounding success. Thanks, Emma. We'll take a good look at it too. Well, I have to be getting back to the station. Try not to mess up the crime scene if you can help it. Or be careful. I'll be seeing you. You should tell the maid that, not me. Bye, Emma, and thank you. Well, should we get started? Any ideas? I don't know. I really wonder about that, Pierce. Yeah, I know what you mean. He seems to have a lot of power over everybody and everything, doesn't he? Actually, what I was really wondering about is that shoulder mech of his. I mean, it's pretty amazing how many things that tiny little contraption can do. Oh, what if that mech is actually Pierce's true control center, like his brain? Maya? What if, somewhere in Sprocket Manor, he has another shiny golden body? And then, during emergencies, he can switch bodies to become Super Pierce Nichody! This is what I get for trying to have a serious conversation with a super geek. When there were Maya conversation options, we should take them. Maya, 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 Maya. I bet all Ellen wants is to start her happy new life with Soren. Yeah, I bet you're right. Do you think the truth will really set her free? All you can do is do your job to the best of your ability. And if we can bring Ellen joy that way, all the better, right? Maya. Either way, I think true happiness can only be found in the truth. What are you looking at me like that for? I was just thinking about how wise that sounded. Looks like a little Maya's growing up. Would you knock it off? I'm trying to be serious here. Sorry. Well, there we go. Maya's grown up. We've got pouty-faced Maya now. We don't want to move, we want to examine. Somehow a double press. So this isn't the one that was remade, was it? That's the one that's already there, wasn't it? Nick! What's wrong, Maya? This hasn't moved an inch since the last time we looked at it. It would be pretty creepy if it had. Look, we're in the middle of an important investigation, so try not to shout, okay? I was just hoping it'd change somehow. You know, so it would be more interesting. The last thing we need is for things to get more interesting. Well, we got the extra intrigue. Can't actually look at the maid. So where's this Peggle cowie buddy? Bull, that's the one. Hey, take a look at that door. I wonder where it goes. Also, curved door. Should we open it up and see? Wait, please don't open that. It's the emergency escape hatch. It leads directly outside. You'll fall to your death. Phew, that was a close one, huh, Maya? I'll say. She was going straight out of it. Don't know if that's important for us, if you know what I mean. We've checked out most of everything that's here already, after all. So we're only looking for the newest of information. So that's where that is. Which means that this is new information. Oh, shiny! Hey, I think that tablecloth is new. They must have changed it since yesterday. Huh, how can you tell? Because the food stains that were there are now gone. I should have known it's because it's food related. I was looking at that. It's another beautiful day outside, isn't it? Yeah, if only it wasn't the scene of a murder, we could really enjoy it. True. It must be tough for the maids to have to work on a beautiful day like today. Oh, we don't mind. Whoa, I didn't think you could hear me way over here. We don't think of it as simply cleaning. It's more like we're wiping away all of the sadness stuck to this airship. Wow, talk about devoted. It is a beautiful day outside. A blooming stupid, ridiculously hottest day in the year day. Of course, not in the time that you see this, but on the time I'm filming, yes. This is where the murder weapon, the timekeeper, was displayed. I guess it's in police custody now. Huh, what's this? A key? Let's ask the maid about it. Good idea. She might be able to tell us something. Excuse me, could I ask you a question? Oh, of course. What would you like to know? Do you know anything about this key? It's the key that starts up the timekeeper. A startup key. That's right. Oh, the first startup of love ceremony was so beautiful. The bride and groom each had a symbol of their love, and when they put them together, oh, how romantic it was. Key of love has been added to the court record. A triangular-shaped key. A heart-shaped key used to activate the timekeeper. Well, I'm looking more at what's going in rather than the handle itself. First startup of love ceremony? What exactly did that entail? Oh, it's a ceremony in which the couple activate the timekeeper together for the first time. I suppose it was kind of like a cake-cutting ceremony. And what are these symbols of their love you mentioned? Well, that's kind of an industry secret, so I can't really say. I'm sorry, I better be getting back to my work. Looks like there's an order from above not to talk about it. I guess we've checked out everything of interest in this area. Did I not want to take that, though? Oh, it's been added to the court record, to be fair. Just wondering if it goes right in the center of that. It is triangle in the center. Ish. Here's the broken lantern, all patched up. And I do mean patched. Emma said that this was some of her best work, so I know she put a lot of effort into it. And the handles the wrong way around? It was pretty smashed up. It must have been a lot of work to piece it back together. Well, she gets an A for effort at any rate. Huh. This wheel handle on the back has some blood on it. It looks like somebody gripped it with a bloody hand. Maybe the blood got there when the killer was putting old Doom and Gloom's body inside. Do you see anything else worth noting? Well, there's another one of these lanterns over there. So it might be a good idea to really compare the two later. Right, so a broken lantern has been obtained in the court record. Emma restored it, but something about it still seems off. So I need to return to the other one then. Excuse me, is the fog machine ready to use now? No, I'm afraid not. We only put dry ice in it when there's an actual reception. I see. That's too bad. She still wants to blast me with a cloud of smoke, doesn't she? There are other ways, just walk down the street and you'll always end up in someone vaping's cloud of smoke, so it's fine, you know? If you want to be in that, there you go. This is the unbroken peggable lantern. And this is the one that Emma restored. I wouldn't say they look exactly the same, more than they're made up of the same parts. Wait a second. What is it, Maya? I think there's something off about this peggable. Just about everything about it looks off to me. I'm not quite sure what it is, but some detail isn't quite right. Show me the restored lantern again. Hey, I know. Is this right? What? Where? The thing about the restored lantern that's off is this. The shape of the horns, the angle of the wings, the colour of the wheel handle. Look, it's the wheel handle. It's a different colour altogether. Emma got the inside and outside wheel handles switched around. Oh wow, you're right! And there's blood here on this handle, as if somebody gripped it with a bloody hand. Right, which means that the blood got on the handle from inside the lantern. Broken lantern has been updated in the court record. Do you think the blood got there when the killer was putting the body in the lantern? It's really hard to say at this point. Phew. Well, I think we've checked out everything relevant to this case. What it means is that there was someone stored inside the lantern that was alive. A bloody handprint, trying to unlock and open and get out. What are you two doing here? Wait, what are you doing here? Soren, should you be resting in bed? You're injured. How do you know about that? Never mind. My notebook. Have you seen my notebook? I can't find it anywhere. My notebook. I need my notebook. What's the matter with him? My notebook. I have to have... Master Soren. Master Soren, I told you to stay in bed. My notebook. Here you go. Yes, this is it. So Soren gets emotionally unstable without that notebook of his. Phew. Looks like he's calmed down now. Soren, do you mind if I talk to you for a minute? I cannot allow you to do that. What if his wound were to open up again? He needs to rest. Ah, I guess you're right. Now, if you will excuse us. Master Soren, let us retire. Alright. Alright. Well, we're off. There they go. Pierce is right. I guess he really isn't in any condition to be questioned. Well, let's go back to the agency and sort through what we've learned. So by the look of it, we're at the end of our investigation phase. Let's go through our information and see if Athena's being chased by Trucy anywhere. We're back. Anybody here? Oh, hi, boss. Athena, I thought you were with Trucy. I guess you could say that I'm taking a short break. But enough about me. What about the investigation? Did you find out anything? Well, it turns out that the third person Ellen says she saw at the crime scene might have been Soren Sprocket. What? Really? I always thought he seemed suspicious. Thing is, by the time Soren got to the Vista deck, the murder had already occurred, apparently. No way! I don't buy that. Not for a second. It's a cover-up. A cover-up, I tell you. Well, that's certainly a possibility. And as a lawyer, it's certainly a possibility I have to pursue, but what? It's your job, right? So pursue the heck out of it. Just do it. Yeah, but is that really what's best for Ellen? Soren could be found guilty if the truth comes out tomorrow. But if we don't pursue this possibility, Ellen could be found guilty instead. Oh man, either way, it sure doesn't spell out happily ever after for the two of them. So what are you going to do, Mr. Wright? I can't let an innocent person get convicted. So I guess all I can really do is pursue the truth, even if it ends up devastating Ellen. What a tough call to make. Still, there's always a chance, right? Maybe something will come up during the trial that will save their marriage. I hope so. I really do. Well, Maya, let's go. Break the news to Ellen, you mean? Yep. Mr. Wright, please take me with you. I bet I could help you counsel Ellen through this piece of bad news. Athena, I appreciate the offer, but don't you have somewhere else to be? Do I? Athena, What are you doing here? I've been looking all over for you. Come on now, let's get back to the practicing. No, wait, my body can't take it anymore. Boss, you gotta help me. A lawyer always keeps their promises, Athena. But boss! If you bail on me one more time, Athena, I'm gonna use a real blade on you. Ah! Sorry, Athena, but somebody's gotta do it. Better you than me, though. Hang in there, kiddo. Come on, Maya. We better get going. Where are we going? I wasn't paying attention. I was just listening to all the crazy. Back to the classic theme, you know. This here is Maya Fey. So we moved to the detention center, which I actually didn't know we had to move here. I was just assuming. Too caught up in the shenanigans. Hello, Ellen. How did your investigation go, Mr. Wright? Before I answer that, I need to ask you something. Was Soren with you when Mr. Gloomsbury attacked you in the reception hall? I'm sorry I kept it from you. I was afraid that he'd come under suspicion if I told you. So I kept quiet about it. I'm really sorry. I see. I thought it was probably something like that. Listen, Ellen. I'm afraid I had to make a very difficult decision based on what I found. What kind of decision? This is very hard for me to say, but the mysterious person you saw at the scene of the crime was most likely Soren. What? In other words, in court tomorrow, I'm afraid I'll have to propose the possibility that Soren is the true culprit. No! Soren is innocent! No! Don't you see? If I don't try to pursue that line of thought, you'll be found guilty. No! 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 Please, Ellen, calm down. Wah! Soren just can't be found guilty. I'd much rather I be found guilty instead. Ellen, you can't let yourself think that. But, no! Marriage is for life, right? Do you really think you can run away from the truth and still be truly happy with him? You're not married, so how can you possibly understand? Sometimes you just gotta do whatever it takes to make things work. But, Nick, you talk to her. Hey, don't just dump this all on me. Mr. Wright, I'm innocent, and Soren is too. So please, prove our innocence in court. I'll certainly do everything in my power. I just hope she doesn't lose control of this in court tomorrow. And so we come to yet another to be continued marker and a doodly 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 doo. I think we'll end the episode a little bit early and start fresh in court next time on Turnabout Time Traveler. Is this it? Is this the final battle? We'll find out next time. Or, you know, when we end the actual trial itself. On Phoenix Wright, Spirit of Justice. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.